So in today's lecture, we are going to see that how to find the first and the last position of a target value. So they are giving us an array. So here the array is given in which the elements are sorted. Okay. Now we want to find the first and the last position of a targeted value. So let's say over here the target value is 4. So we have to return the first index and the last index, which is 6 and 9, okay, in a form of an array. Okay, so I believe you got the question. Now talking about the first and the foremost approach, which will be the brute force. Over here what we can do, we can just simply apply the linear search. Okay, for the first time we will be starting from 0. Okay, so that let's say the target value is 4. Okay, so when we encountered the first time 4, okay, we will be actually getting the first position, and after that we will be again applying the linear search from the last position till 0th. Okay, and whenever we will be encountering the targeted value, okay, we will be getting the last position of that element. Okay, so here in this case we will be applying two for loops in which it will be searching linearly. So for I will be coming from 0 and it will be gone till n if a of I is equals to target. Okay, then the first index will be I. That's it, and we will be breaking from the loop. That's it. Okay, this will be the first for loop. Now again we will be applying the second for loop in which I will be coming from n and it will be gone till 0. Okay, less than equals to 0 if a of I is equals to target. Then the last index equals to I, and then break from the for loop, and that's it. Okay, now what you can do over here, the first index and the last index will be -1. Now over here, if we found out that if the first index is still -1, that means the element is not present inside an array, so we will be returning -1 and -1 in a form of an array. Okay, so return new int -1 comma -1. Otherwise we would be just having this for loop over here. And return new int first index comma last index. That's it. Okay, now talking about this time and space complexity, here we can see that we are applying two for loops in which both of them are running for order of n times. Okay, so basically mathematically we can say that it is running for 2n time, but approximately it will be order of n. Time complexity will be order of n, and we didn't take any extra space, so the space complexity will be constant. Okay, now we obviously we need to optimize this. Okay, so again we can see that here the array is in sorted order. Okay, so we can apply the binary search. Now this question is actually derived from the previous question that I have teached you. over there we have to find the first position of that element. Okay, so let's say if the targeted value is 4, so we have to return 6 because the first position is the first occurrence is at index 6, right? Here there is a variant, we have to return 6 as well as 9, which is in last index. Now we can simply apply the binary search to find the first index. Okay, but how can we find the last index? Let's see that. Now observe over here, I will be reiterating that how we are finding the first index. Okay, so low, high and mid. Okay, so over here the low is 0, high is 12, 0 plus 12 whole divided by 2 will be 6. Now over here we can see that the a of 6 is nothing but 4. Okay, so the first question that we will be asking, since we want to find the first occurrence, okay, is the target value is same to the mid value? Yes, it is. Okay, then store that value. Okay, store that value. Let's say here the index is 6. Okay, and we will be searching for the potential answer. Okay, because this might be the first occurrence or might not be, so the potential answer can be present on the left hand side. Okay, so we have to store that value and go for the left, go left. Okay, this will be the first case. But if the target value is not equals to a of mid, then we have to compare whether the element is lesser than or greater than. If it is lesser than, then if the mid value is lesser, then we have to search the target value on the right hand side, otherwise left hand side. Okay, so I believe you got this. Now the thing is that observing this part, okay, if a of mid is equals to target, okay, we have to first store the answer. Okay, now since we want to find the first occurrence, we have to go for the left hand side, right? So go left, go left for finding first occurrence. But what if we want to find the last occurrence? Okay, so if this is the case, then the third would be we have to go right, store that answer and go right for finding last occurrence. That's it. Okay, but if the target value is not equals to mid, then we have to compare and then we have to go left and right accordingly. Okay, so I believe you got this. Now let's try to code it first. Okay, well, actually I'm not going in deep because I already teach you in the previous lecture. So first of all, I will be having a helper function. So helper, in which we will be passing a array target, and there will be a boolean value find first. Now what does this mean? If the find first is 1, that means we want to find the first occurrence. If the find first is 0, that means we want to find the last occurrence. And from where we will be getting this from the main function. Okay, now index initially will be 1. Okay, you can just imagine that it is an answer. Low will be 0, high will be n minus 1. Okay, now we want to find the mid. Sorry, now we will be having a while loop. So while low will be less than equals to high. So basically this is a LeetCode problem. Now mid is equals to low plus high whole divided by 2. Now if a of mid is equals to target, now we will be checking whether we want to find the first occurrence or not. Okay, if find first, if this is 1, that means we want to find the first occurrence, so we have to go on the left part. Okay, but before that we have to store. So index is equals to mid. Okay, and high will be mid minus 1, because we want to go on the left hand side. Otherwise, here also index will be mid and low will be mid plus 1. Why? Because the find first is 0, that means we want to find the last occurrence. Okay, and the last occurrence will be present on the right hand side. Okay, now if the a of mid is not equals to target, so else if a of mid is lesser than target, that means the target is bigger. Okay, so we have to go on the right hand side. So low will be mid minus 1, else that means the target is smaller, so we have to go on the right hand side. So high will be mid plus 1. That's it. So this was the function. I hope you got this. And after that we have to return the index. Now from the main function we will be calling this 2 times for finding the first occurrence and then the last occurrence. If the index that we are getting is -1, so simply return -1 and -1 in the form of an array. That's it. Okay, now talking about the space complexity and the time complexity, here we can see that from the main function we are calling this function 2 times. Okay, first for finding the first index and the last index. Okay, so login plus login will give us 2 login, right? So avoiding the constant part, the time complexity will be order of login, and since we are not taking any extra space, the space complexity will be order of 1. That's it. Okay, so this was the optimized approach of this problem. Okay, I will be giving you the link of the LeetCode of this problem. Okay, so you can just test it by yourself as well. So okay, then that's it from my side. I'll see you in the next lecture. Till then, keep practicing. Thank you.